Good evening, everyone. Mike from Under the Carolina Sky. Thank you so much for joining me again tonight. I hope that you are all doing well. Tonight's video is a very special video. It's unlike anything that I've ever done before, but I know it's going to be a blessing to you if you watch it. Several weeks ago, I had a chance to collaborate with my good friend Heather from Live Your Proof. Heather is the founder of Live Your Proof. Live Your Proof is a community of support for entrepreneurs that are battling chronic disease and chronic health issues. Heather herself battles chronic disease, and as an entrepreneur, she was still able to rise above it, find the strength to be able to carry on and be successful in business. Her and her husband own several businesses, and they operate several businesses. So chronic disease and chronic health issues, these things are real, and people battle these things every single day of their lives. And sometimes it's hard to just get up in the morning, let alone be able to operate a business or launch a business. If you find yourself in this situation, I'm going to put the links down below. Heather has a web page, she has a Facebook page, and also a YouTube channel. Her messages are inspiring. She will lift you up. She will encourage you. I promise you, you're going to be blessed. So anyway, without any further ado, Heather and I got together on her and her husband's 100-acre farm several weeks ago with the beautiful sunset behind us, and we just sat down and just talked about life. I hope it'll be a blessing to you. If it is, comment below, and even most importantly, go check out Heather's channel. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You guys take care and have a good evening. That's pretty good.
Okay.
You have editing software.
You look really short.
I need to pull up. There's a crow pond. Let's go fishing with him.
Yeah, that's better.
Is that better?
I still look like a mammoth.
Well, that's just because you're sitting up on the hill a little bit higher than
high,
that. Yeah, that's right. Your chair's high. Well, you can tell everybody. Sorry, y'all.
You could trade chairs.
I had to sit above.
Yeah, you want to? Yours matches your shirt. It looks so great.
Don't matter. Whatever you want me to do.
It doesn't matter.
If I'm sitting over there, we'll have orange on both sides.
That's okay. I'll hide it mostly.
Right. What if we put this chair over there and put that chair over here?
That's what I was going to say.
Oh,
yeah.
Want to try?
I'm trying to make you look like, oh yeah.
Golly, this is
I look like I look like Andre the Giant.
You need to skip back now.
Okay.
Let me get this right.
How's that? That was pretty good, didn't it?
That's good.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that looks a lot better, y'all.
Okay.
Y'all made the right.
We matchy.
Yep, that was good. Now, don't be making funny
Check
faces.
this
Us,
out,
making us
man.
laugh. I know.
Orange and blue. Orange and blue.
Orange and blue.
It's like we planned this.
I know.
Totally
and
didn't.
we didn't.
Totally didn't.
I'm just going to try not to move so I don't mess shake the camera.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
He's going to do what?
He's going to try not to move because every time he moves, he'll shake the camera.
Well, go ahead and get out.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah, now we're straight. Now we're not angled.
Great. Okay.
All right, so what are we going to talk about? I'll just patch up the video based on how all this
Well,
goes.
you know, you wanted to talk about how important it is. Let me say this.
Okay.
Solitude is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Certain times. It's not good to pull yourself away from everybody all the time. But there are times when you do have to go out and find a deserted place and just get rest.
Well, what do you find are the biggest benefits? What like if you go out intentionally to be alone, what are your intentions to gain from that?
The minute that I get away from everybody else and I'm by myself, my worries about other people, my thoughts about other people, it all just kind of drifts away, and I begin to focus on why I'm supposed to be here. Because when you're around everybody else, you're thinking for them, especially on your job. You're thinking for someone else because you want to get your job done, not for you, but for your boss. And you've got other people telling you what to do, and you're constantly doing things for other people. And you have to forget about who you really are.
Yeah.
So when I get out in a place like this, where you can't hear anything, unless there's an airplane flying over, like there is right now, then you automatically begin, my dreams, if I could put it this way, my daydreams are escalated 100-fold the minute that I get away from society. You know, and people say, well, you know, daydreams are not dangerous if they're the right kind of daydreams. What are your dreams? My dreams are to just be free, be debt free,
try to be as healthy as I can possibly be, which is really hard, but you want to try, and you want to be right. And getting away from society that is so thick, I think, is so important. We're all mashed into one little place, and there's no room to breathe.
Well, and it almost seems like there's just such an energy on that rat race every day.
Mm-hmm.
Get up, go to work, come
Right.
home, feel tired, eat, go to bed, get up,
Mhm.
go to work, and you have to do that.
That's right.
You know, you have
Mhm.
to pay your bills and all of this. So getting away from all that and away from that whole mindset that's just so prominent.
Because, see, this is the way that it works for me. I don't sleep at night. People say, well, why don't you sleep at night? I try to explain to them, but they don't get it. They just don't understand. I want to live my life.
Yeah.
When I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, eat my breakfast, hit the road, fight the traffic, get to work all day, work an hour overtime or two,
Yeah.
come home, eat supper, take care of business, you got an hour before time to go to bed.
Yeah.
I stay up late so I can live my life.
Wow.
I'm having to force myself to live my life in the middle of the night, because if I don't, it's just eat, sleep, and work, and that's it. And there's no time for anything else.
Yeah.
And in many places in the UK right now, if you go over there, they only work 4 days a week. They have 3-day holidays every week, and they get much more time off than what we do over here in this country, because they have realized how important it is.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They work harder and they get more done in a shorter amount of time
Yeah.
than what we Americans do, because we're tired 75% of the time,
Yeah.
and we're too tired to give 100% on our jobs.
Yeah.
And there's just no time to live, so I have to live my life in the middle of the night because I've got no other time to live it.
Yeah. I understand that.
So
Well, that's wow, and everything you're saying is the reason I started Live Your Proof.
yeah,
Because it's just, it's just the constant, and everything just, it's like you're told what to think and what to say and what to do, and
exactly.
there's no need to go beyond that.
Right.
But there's this thing inside of you
Mhm.
that is just screaming out
Mhm.
for, I want to fulfill my purpose.
Right.
And I don't even know what my purpose is, because my mind is so inundated
Yep.
with just, the normal whatever.
Doing what you're told,
Yeah,
and you forget how to think.
yeah,
Okay, here's a good illustration, Heather. I sat down, I had a giveaway on my channel, the other day. Well, whenever I give something away, I like to give them a little handwritten note. I haven't written a handwritten note in cursive in years.
oh wow,
And I sat down, I started to write, and I was like, oh man, that looks horrible. I had to wad it up and throw it away because I had forgotten how to write neatly in cursive. I went back and went real slow and had to write. It's that way when you work so much and so hard and you don't get rest, you literally become a robot. And you do what you're told, and you're micromanaged so much these days,
yeah,
and your brain doesn't get a chance to exercise.
yeah,
When I'm out in the woods, I have to think. I have to look where I'm stepping. I have to think, okay, what am I going to eat tonight? What am I going to eat in the morning? Am I going to build a fire? What do I need to build that fire? I'm thinking and I'm exercising my brain. I'm a human when I'm out here. I'm not a robot.
yeah.
I'm a human.
So I want to go back to what you were saying at the very beginning about the solitude
Mhm.
and the intentions of that,
Okay.
and how, for me, it is that getting on that deeper level,
Hmm.
on like that spiritual
Right.
level.
Absolutely.
And some people forget Jesus did that.
That's right.
You
He
know,
commanded that.
Yeah. And a lot of the spiritual leaders that we look up to do and have did,
Mhm.
some that passed on, the same. And not everybody has to go out into the woods and get buggy
Sure.
and dirty or whatever, but however you can get away on a regular basis, and I even feel, we all have our time and our devotion that we
Mhm.
spend with God every day, but can we pull in those prolonged periods of time where, because in that devoted time we're still feeling the
Mhm.
crunch,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah,
if we
you
can
are.
get away, whether it's a a lady that doesn't like to come out to a place like this could maybe get a hotel room and just shut
At the beach
themselves, yeah,
or something. Yeah.
anything, and you know, ladies
Right.
could go up to the mountains, or you
Mhm.
know, all few ladies and get a thing together or whatever. I just think it's something that's so powerful
Mhm.
that we miss out on,
Mhm.
because it really does allow us to look inward and look upward,
Right.
and just make that connection so profound.
I might get emotional, okay,
Okay,
because I've been through a lot in my life.
well, we all
And
have.
I have stuff that goes on in my head that, I mean, I'm not going to even share it with everybody, but it's just, okay, when you're standing on dry land, you're on dry land. If you jump in the water, that's a whole new world. You've automatically entered a different world underneath of the water, okay? It's the same thing when you're in the city and you come out here. The minute I stepped out of my truck, I was in a different world.
Oh yeah.
My spirit was lifted instantly. It didn't take, it was the twinkling of an eye.
Yeah.
My spirit was instantly lifted. A smile came on my face,
Oh.
and I'm just automatically full of joy. Now, the hardest part is to not think about, you know, tomorrow evening when I get home, you know, and what I got to do next week, you know.
Yeah.
But you have to just kind of block that out. And, you know, there's something, I mean, I'm not going to try to get too preachy here, but, you know, there's something about being in nature and being away from everything that automatically connects you to God.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even men of the past, you know, you take like, well, John Muir. John Muir, everybody knows who John Muir is. John Muir was a pioneer of the trails, you know, and there's mountains and streams and rivers and meadows named after him. And, you know, the thing about John Muir is that, you know, he said so many times, he said, people talk about going hiking. And he said, don't go hiking. He said, go slower than that. Take it one step at a time and enjoy every step of the way.
Notice everything.
He had a name for it, I forgot what it was, but yeah, to notice everything and to take time to sit and just look at something. And you know, I do that. I'll sit and stare at the base of a tree.
Everything in nature teaches us a lesson.
Absolutely.
About God.
Absolutely. And you can take it one step further. Everything that we need to live our lives physically is in nature.
Oh yeah.
It's all right there.
No
I
doubt
can
about
live
it.
off of what's right here. There's so many
Yeah.
edibles within walking distance of right
No,
here.
I'll be talking about that.
I know, and that's something, and people have no clue that every day when they go out and they cut their lawns, they're cutting food,
Oh yeah.
you know,
And medicine.
and food and medicine, and
Yeah.
they don't even realize it.
I know.
And what are we really doing? We're trashing what God gave us
Yeah.
and going out and spending that hard-earned
Discounting
money.
it.
We're
Mhm.
spending the money that we're miserable making
Yeah.
to buy what God's already given us.
That's better.
Right.
That's better than
That's
what
better
we
for
could
us.
ever buy.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. The problem is society is so overpopulated, there's no place to go like this. To be blessed to have a piece of ground that belongs to you is something that a lot of folks
Oh,
just
yeah.
don't have. I mean, even if you have a lot with a house on it in a subdivision, you don't really have much. You know, that's not getting away, you know, like it is in the country. But
There's a different energy here.
it's special. There is.
I mean,
There is.
we this is our farm. It blows our minds every time we think about that we have this.
Yeah.
You know, this was a dream of ours to have this amount of
I know.
land, but to have this specific
Right.
land was even better. Like God upped the ante for
Right.
us, and it's amazing. Every time we think about it, we're like in awe,
I know, and I'm so happy for you guys.
and we're so glad to be able to share it.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we're
I
so
know,
thankful
and you're
that you
always
got to
willing
come
to
out
do
here.
that. I hate to come out here and bother people, but you're so gracious to let me come out here and
Well, it's our
camp
joy.
out overnight and
It's
be
our
able to
joy. We want it
get
to
out
be
here and get away. And
used and enjoyed.
this is there's a fellow that I watch on YouTube, and I won't mention his name, but he says this every time that he posts a video. He goes out hiking and camping and things. He says this is good medicine.
Mm-hmm.
This is good medicine.
It is.
And where he camps, he says this is my good medicine camp, and it is good medicine.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. We literally live 5 minutes from here
Mhm.
in the woods,
Right.
and we have some acreage over there, and it's nature. I have
Yeah.
a garden. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's peaceful.
It's lovely.
It's way
Yes.
off the road.
There's a good spirit there too.
There, thank you. We really try to cultivate that.
Carried over into here.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
But we work out of our home.
Yeah.
So there is a stress level there
Right.
that I have to come here to escape
Right.
from.
I got you. Yeah.
And this place is so healing for me.
Mhm.
Of course, I battle Lyme
Right.
disease, and thankfully lately things have been going really well.
Right.
Much improved. Feel strength coming back into my
That's
body.
good.
But this is a healing sanctuary for me
Right.
here. So I'm grateful and we're glad to share it.
Well,
with
thank you so
too.
much. You don't understand how many times that I have sat on my job at my desk, so busy and inundated with problems and issues and being micromanaged. My mind often comes here,
Oh, good.
and I can see the swing in the tree. I can
Aw.
see the water and the grass and the fields and the animals, and I just think about it and I daydream, and I'm working, but I'm daydreaming about the Gilreath farm, and I'm
Aw.
thinking, wow, gee, I wonder what's going on out there today. I wonder what the sunset's going to look like out there today. And
Oh,
so even though I'm not here, it's still helping me,
I'm so glad.
in my mind. We can do that,
Yes.
you know.
Sometimes that's all we can do.
Sure. I mean, we think about heaven, don't we?
Yes.
We're not there yet,
Oh, yes.
and that helps.
Yes.
So to think about a place like this is helpful too during the
Definitely.
week.
Oh,
But
I love that.
I really appreciate it.
You're very
It's
welcome.
nice to be able to come out here.
You're welcome.
And your channel, by the way, is awesome.
Oh.
It's very awesome. It's so good, and people don't know what they're missing.
Oh.
And if this is the first time that you've watched one of Heather's videos, you need to pick a night and go back and binge watch every one of them from the
It
beginning.
won't take long.
Get your bag of all natural popcorn.
That's hilarious.
Oh well, even that's not really all that great. But anyway, get you some dandelion coffee
That's right.
and just sit down and just binge watch every single one of them. You'll cry, you'll smile,
Aw.
and you'll feel so good inside when you're done. Because Heather has a way of just your voice and the way that you speak just is so soothing and so calming. It's very helpful to people.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a gift that
you.
God's given you, and you need to use it because people need help.
Oh,
People
well,
just need help. They do. We see it every day. People take their own lives. People are struggling, and how many people think about it but don't do it? And you don't want them to live like that either.
Right.
So
Right.
there's a better way to live.
Yeah, it is definitely a mission of mine. Been through a lot with the Lyme disease, and so I just, I don't know it all. I just know what I've been through and what God
Right.
has shown me,
Mhm.
and I never, ever dreamed that I would be making YouTube videos because I don't care for cameras. They
I
do
don't
not
like
care
cameras
for me.
either. I'm not camera guy either. I don't really like to be on the camera.
I was running from the cameras,
Yeah.
but I just decided, God,
know.
whatever you want me to do, however I can help anybody,
Right.
I'll do it.
Right.
And so I hope that the videos are helpful. I'm still learning it.
Oh yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
trying to get comfortable.
Yeah. But you're doing great, and they're just going to get better and better
I
and
hope
better.
so.
And people need to not be so shy when they watch your videos either. They need to comment.
Oh,
And I mean, helpful suggestions are okay.
oh,
I
definitely.
take them.
Oh, please.
And maybe,
Yes.
can I say this? Maybe somebody's facing something out there that you haven't covered yet
Oh, definitely.
that they want you to talk about.
Yeah.
All they got to do is just put it in the description, and if you
Definitely.
feel led to, I'm sure you'd be more than happy to do that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's so many facets of life, and to cover them all is just exhausting, but the topics that you've already started on, though, that you have, and I told you one time before, I think it's going to go much further than just being a female entrepreneur that's battling chronic illness.
Yeah.
I really do, because there's men out there that hurt too, and
Right.
but there is a lot of women though,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of times, even still in our society today, men downgrade women, and it's wrong. It's just wrong. Women can be and are such a source of strength, but can I say this? A woman needs to know how to use that properly,
Oh, yes.
because a woman can make or break
Yeah.
She can cause a man to live, or she can cause a man to die, just with her words.
Yeah. I'm just a firm believer that the way we treat people is more a reflection on us, of us,
Right.
than of that person. And I know for me, you know, we all treat different people differently.
Right.
And my husband and I have always said, we figured out early on, you know, that family members treat strangers better than each other.
That's exactly right.
And so that was something that we really tried to instill, and we taught our daughter. I mean, we were constantly saying thank you and you're welcome just in our home.
And you did a fine job, because she is an awesome young
She
lady.
is.
Anybody
She is.
that knows her knows that she's an awesome young lady and extremely talented.
Yeah.
She's got your brains, she's got everything else about you, and she's just going to be another you, which is awesome, because the world needs more of you.
Oh, bless your heart. You're too much. You're too much.
But see, for me as a man, my problem down through the years has been I haven't been able to get away like I want. My mind is just trying to get out of this prison, and when you're stuck being micromanaged all day long and you can't get out and do what you love, then what happens is you have issues between your husband and wife, and then sometimes when I'm hurting, I respond in anger.
Right, of course.
And men do that. I don't know if women do, but
everybody. Hurt people hurt people.
right, hurting people hurt people. You're right. That's exactly right. You know, they do.
And then they don't even realize it, that they're the ones that are hurting.
Right.
And they're lashing out because of their hurt, not because of that person.
Right.
So that's why this is so important,
Exactly.
and that solitude is so important,
Right.
because you can self-reflect.
Sure.
You know, we're just constantly on that treadmill, that rat race. We don't take the time to really look inward.
Right.
So we never
You
grow.
lose yourself.
We never grow.
Right. You just get lost and you don't grow.
Yeah. And then, you know, we can't really help anybody else.
Right.
Which is what it's all about.
You know, one of my first solo overnight experiences that I did recently, about a year and a half ago, was all alone by myself. There was no one else around. It was pouring down rain. It was cold. And I was in a bear sanctuary on top of the mountain all by myself. Now, you want to talk about invigorating? I felt so alive.
You do a lot of self-reflection right then.
Yeah, you know what? You can. And, you know, a squirrel walking through the leaves sounds like a grizzly bear, because it's so quiet, you know, and you don't really know what's going on. But for the first time in my life in a long time, I just felt like I was living, you know. And then I got addicted, you know, and now you just want to go out. But see, the women at the canoe trip the other day were talking about the campers on the water, and they mentioned something that I think it keeps popping up in my head, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring it out. There's this thing called glamping. Okay, it's glamorous camping.
Oh.
And it's called glamping.
I'm so out of the loop. I don't
No,
know any of these terms.
you women camp in a really pretty little camper. They put the little carpet out in front and the little awning, and they wear their hats and their, you know, little dresses, and they have tea and they do all this kind of stuff. You're camping, but it's glamping. It's like glamorous camping, and women could have fun doing that. But now I'm just going to tell you ladies something right now. Okay, this is what upsets me. Women like to take time, okay? They will take time out to go shopping together. They'll take time out to go get breakfast together and do church functions and things like that. But you got to get away too.
Yeah.
And women don't want to get away because they think, well, if I go camping, oh my goodness, there's bugs and there's this, there's that. You don't have to do that kind of camping. There's very nice camping. It's called glamping. And you can stay in a really nice camper that's
I'll
pretty.
be laughing about that this whole weekend.
Yeah, it has all the amenities of home.
Yeah.
But guess what? When you step out the front door, you can see this.
Yeah.
And this is soothing. But women need to take the time to look at it too. Because I know a lot of women right now that don't enjoy wildflowers. I love wildflowers.
Oh, yes.
Wildflowers
I
to
wanted my
me
whole
are
yard to be yard flowers, or wildflowers when we first moved.
one of my
into our home.
dreams, Heather, is to go to the Sierra Nevada, and I want to see fields and fields of flowers blooming, in wildflowers and things, you know, like that, because I just think that they're beautiful and just natural. But people don't take the time to stop and look at them, and just wildflowers and even weeds and things are pretty. You know, if you stop and take a look at them, and some of them you can eat.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I pick a dandelion, pop the top right off of my mouth and
How
chew it up and
sweet.
swallow it and eat
Yeah.
it. And people just think you're crazy, but you know, I'm not.
Honeysuckles,
Right.
dandelions, pansies,
Right.
yeah.
But
Absolutely.
women have the strength in them that a man doesn't have, where they can just continue to go on and on and on and push themselves too far.
Mm-hmm.
A man will just give up and say, I'm going fishing.
Yeah.
And he'll just do it. But a woman pushes herself that
Yeah.
extra
Oh,
mile
yeah.
because it's built into her
Right.
to, give birth and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's built into her because mama can't sleep when the kids are antsy.
Right.
So she has to be up. So
Yeah.
women push it. And ladies, y'all got to slow down.
Yeah. It's
Take
true.
a weekend off and go glamping.
And I think,
Or
that's
something.
why more women deal with chronic illness
That's right.
issues
And heart
chronic
disease that
health
nobody wants to talk
challenges,
about either.
than men,
Right.
as far as like the autoimmune and
Yep.
just the stressful effects.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
It's really sad.
Yep, it is. It is. But if you reach one person, Heather,
Oh,
with,
yeah.
with your channel and with your message that you're trying to get out, then it's worth it all.
Definitely.
And if people are watching and they're thinking, I don't have time to get away, even if you have an hour in the evening before the sun goes down, and you go out in your backyard with a lawn chair and just sit there,
Yeah.
drink your decaf or your tea or whatever, and just try to listen to the birds,
Yeah.
or whatever, even just for an hour, even a half an hour is helpful.
Right.
I do that. I have to.
Yeah. We were talking about you can't come out here and not feel God.
Right.
The Bible says the heavens declare your glory, the
Oh
earth
yeah.
sings forth your praise.
That's
I mean,
right.
He really is reflected in everything out here.
Mhm. Yep.
It's amazing to me.
Mhm.
So that's where that healing and that restoration comes in. That is so powerful.
I hear the birds, and I think one thing that always comes to my mind every time I hear a bird is he knows every sparrow that falls,
Yeah.
and he feeds them.
Mhm.
They don't go hungry.
Mm-mm.
They have everything that they need.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing. It's just
Yeah.
really awesome. But just like the sun's going down, the sun goes down in our lives later on, in life, and we're going to look back and say, I wish I would have took more time to eat right,
Mhm.
to get more sleep,
Mhm.
to get away more.
Right. Well, when it's that last 20 years where we can hardly function
Right.
because we didn't take care of ourselves
Exactly.
mentally,
Right.
emotionally, and physically, and spiritually. Every one of those components of our life is critical
It is.
and needs our attention. And however we are able to keep that maintained,
Right.
we just have to do it.
That's right.
We just have to do it.
That's right. We have to. Part of our responsibility
Oh yeah.
is to take care of our temples,
Definitely.
of our bodies.
100%.
And it's just as wrong to not take care of this
Mhm.
as it is to not take care of that.
Mhm.
It's just as wrong. Everything needs to be taken care of.
100%.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it should be.
And he taught us how
Sure.
in his word,
Yep,
how
that's
to
right.
eat,
That's right.
every facet of eating.
Hmm.
Don't eat too much. Da, da,
Right.
da, 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 da. And he showed by example how to de-stress,
Right.
how to find that place of solitude
Exactly.
where you can reconnect
Yeah.
and reflect.
Right.
So it's not a mystery.
No.
It's a no-brainer.
Yep, that's right. It's no brainer. And you can do everything right. You can eat right. You can get your finances straight.
Mhm.
You can do everything right. But if you leave out the rest
Yeah.
and you leave out the solitude and that getting away and
That
reflecting,
spiritual
and get- yeah.
healing, yeah.
it's going to ruin everything.
Oh yeah.
It's going to spoil it all.
It's all connected.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'm sure there's things that go on in your brain physically too.
Mm-hmm.
When you get out in the woods.
Oh yes.
And automatically there's neurons. And just
right.
there's things going on that
Because
just.
you don't have that stress
Right.
activation
Right.
thing going on.
I feel like life
the
is being
calm.
added to me.
Yeah.
I really do. I feel
Oh,
like life
yeah.
is being added to me when I'm out here.
Definitely.
And I'm
too.
like adding 30 days onto my life for
Mhm.
one night's rest in the woods.
It's probably true. Oh wow. Well, I just want to give a shout out to Mike's channel,
Oh, thank
Under
you.
the Carolina Sky. Just
Long name.
give a props to our North Carolina,
Yeah.
and it is really a calming, soothing. Because with my chronic illness,
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time just in my room in my bed because I
Right.
can't get out. And so there are some YouTubers that I watch that can go to these places, and I get so much joy out
Oh,
of
I
it.
do too.
And I can just imagine myself there.
Yeah,
And you have such a calming demeanor as
Well,
well.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So please check out Mike's channel. I'll definitely put a link.
I
in the
appreciate that
description
very
box
much.
below.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you're always doing nice things for the other YouTubers, and
It's a great family.
it is.
You know, it is. The YouTube community's just been awesome to me.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody get sore with me about anything. And, you know, everybody wants to collaborate and, you know, go back and forth. And
Well, everybody's just there to share.
right.
You know, we're just there to share.
They're all feeling the same way I am.
Yeah.
They want to get away.
Yeah.
And we feed off of each other's experiences. You know, when I see you sitting out, you know, by the water, I'm being fed, you know, off of that. I'm like, wow, that would really be nice to be sitting out there. And maybe when you watch me out in the woods on a trail and I'm cooking something or making something and telling a story, maybe that helps you
Oh,
to be able to
definitely.
relax too, you
It
know, so you can
absolutely does.
go to sleep. I binge watch until I can't hold my eyes open anymore. And when I can't remember what they said, the last line, I'm like, okay, time to turn it off, click,
Yeah.
and then I go to sleep.
But you just feel that vibe
Right,
from them and what they're doing,
that's right.
and you just connect with it, you know. So it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
I'm looking, the sky is so pretty behind us,
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it? I mean, I hope you guys can see that because it's incredible,
It is gorgeous.
absolutely gorgeous and very beautiful. This is a very blessed place
It is.
out here.
It really
And
is.
this place is here for a purpose.
Yep.
This place is living its proof,
Oh yes.
isn't it?
I like that. I like
because
that.
it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
And I don't think we've even begun to see.
No, there's things that you haven't even yielded from here yet. You haven't even discovered yet
Right.
from this place.
Yeah.
You know?
We're very excited to see
Yeah.
how God chooses to use this property.
Still stones to turn over and
Yep.
things to move and stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, whatever the plan is, I hope I'm a part of it
Oh, you
because
absolutely
I
will
love
be.
it out here. And
You and your family
know,
are always welcome.
well, I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.
Got to get your son Blaine out here.
Yes,
gonna
so
do
we get
some
him back
photos
down
for
from the
me.
mountains. Yeah, he needs to come down here and just do a little portfolio for
Yep,
you.
yep. I think we're
of
going
the
to try to do
property.
a photo and video
Mhm.
shoot for the channel.
That's good. Yeah,
Yep, just
maybe
get
some aerial stuff
Mhm,
too. That'd be
mhm.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be good.
so excited about that.
That's good.
Well, this was a lot of fun.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you for
I'm
sharing.
really glad to be here.
It's great talk.
Yeah, we can do it again sometime.
Oh yeah, that would be
Maybe
great.
we'll do it in my neck of the woods.
I don't like the city very much.
No, not the city.
Oh.
No, the mountaintop.
Oh, the mountaintops.
The mountaintop.
Yes.
I can take you some places, you know, where I go that are so high, but it's not hard to get there.
Oh, really?
No, ma'am. I could take you in less than a mile. And very
Ooh.
easy walk. You'll be on top of the world. I promise you.
That sounds amazing.
It's so breathtaking that the first time I went there, I had seen it. I'm not going to say what it is right now.
Okay.
But the first time that I saw it on the internet, I watched people take this hike. I thought, I've got to go there. And one day I went to visit my sister-in-law and her husband, and they said, we're going to take you hiking today. I never mentioned it to anybody. When I got there and I got up on top, I looked around and said, this is where I've been wanting to come.
Oh.
This has been in my heart for years to come here, and it was the exact location that I was looking for, that I wanted to be. And it was so special to me, and I had to go back the next weekend and camp overnight,
That's
you know,
amazing.
on top of that mountain. And I've been there several times since then, and, you know, I mean, just, I can't even describe it. I've been there in my videos. You probably already know where it is, but I can take you guys there.
Okay, I
I
want to
can take you guys
go.
there.
I want to go.
Chad, get
love-
stuff ready. Day hike,
You hear that,
day hike,
babe?
brother. Yeah, we're gonna do a day hike, and we'll hike up there, and we'll do another
So
one of
that's
these.
the one that's not too far.
It's not too far. It's about from here less than 2 hours drive. But where you park your vehicle, it's a pretty trail. It's not difficult, and you could do. There's only a few places where you might need your hiking stick to lean on,
Yeah.
or take your husband's hand, let him help you. But the views, I can't even describe it. I can't even explain it.
Wow.
It's just so pretty up there.
I can't
And,
wait.
yeah.
Well, God bless you, brother.
God
so
bless you too,
much.
sister. Thank you
for
so
doing
much.
this.
I appreciate it very much.
Awesome.
when you edit this, can you thin me out a little bit? Make,
I don't know if my software will do
make
that.
me look taller.
I
and,
wish.
You know, I think our facades are getting dark anyway from the
Yeah,
light
I'll have
behind
to do a
us.
lot of adjusting on the lighting.
Thank
here,
you
but
for
that's
watching,
okay.
everybody. Appreciate
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again.